This is the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I am your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We discuss music mainly from the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We also from time to time dive into film and video game scores, and we sprinkle in some surprises along the way. Michael, what have you been listening to this week?
The assignments? And that's really it.
Haven't really gotten around to anything else?
Nah.
You did get turned on to a little bit of Linkin Park you hadn't heard before yesterday.
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy that?
Mm-hmm.
We listened to a couple of songs from Linkin Park's second album, Meteora, and I think Meteora is just as good, if not better, than their first album. So, looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the entire album. Well, for me, I listened to the expanded deluxe edition of Arch Enemy's Blood Dynasty. This re-release was coming in around 6 months after the original release. It contains the original 11 songs, plus 3 additional songs, which were bonus tracks on various editions of the original release. Those 3 tracks being Break the Spell, Moths, and Lacrimatory, if I'm pronouncing that right. If you already know the original release of the record, you know what you're getting into here for the most part. Of the bonus tracks, my favorites are Moths and Lacrimatory. Moths reminds me a bit of Killswitch Engage. Really good guitar riff on this. And for Lacrimatory, just goes hard as hell. It even has the feel of a bit of prog influence. This is the second album in the last several weeks that has seen a deluxe re-release less than a year after the original release. I expressed my disappointment in this practice, especially after fans already spent the money to get the original release just a few months back. It's probably just the state of the music industry currently. I don't blame the bands for trying to make money any way they can. I just wish that they'd wait at least a year before re-releasing. Just a personal preference. I also checked out the new record from John 5 titled Ghost. This one is for all you guitar enthusiasts out there. John 5 brings us 10 songs that just rip over the course of its 30-minute runtime. No vocals, just amazing music. John shows off his phenomenal skills all throughout. Lots of shredding and pyrotechnics to be found here. I also hear a tinge of 80s heavy metal influence on some of these songs. It's really not a wonder that this is the case, given that he is currently serving as the guitarist for Motley Crue. I even get a hint of some rockabilly with the songs Moonglow and You, Me, and the Devil Makes 3. Ghost is a quick and undeniably fun listen. I think some of these songs will be so good live. I'm going to have to get some tickets to see John if he comes to town. I also checked out a record that I think you're going to be really interested in, Michael. Sammy Hagar and the Best of All Worlds band, The Residency. This is a live record recorded during Sammy Hagar and the Best of All Worlds band's recent Las Vegas residency. The band lineup is what you're familiar with if you saw them on tour last year. If you haven't seen them, it features Joe Satriani on guitar, Michael Anthony on bass, and Kenny Aronoff on drums. As a longtime Sammy Hagar and Van Halen fan, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing them on this tour. This live record captures that magic perfectly. It's a fitting and loving tribute to Hagar and Anthony's time in Van Halen and to the late great Eddie Van Halen. If you're going into this expecting Satriani to perfectly recreate Eddie's playing, you might be a bit disappointed, but if you go in just to enjoy and love the music, you're gonna love it. Satriani does a fantastic job with these songs and putting a bit of his own flair on them. I have a feeling this record is going to get a lot of play from me. Probably from you too, Michael. I also checked out the new record from Earshot titled Humaning. Earshot returned with their 4th studio record and the first one in 17 years. Right off the bat, I can say that Will Martin is still one of the best vocalists in hard rock and heavy metal. He's lost absolutely nothing. This is such a fun listen. Straightforward, no frills hard rock. Standout tracks for me include Where Were You, I'm Okay, and Mistakes I Always Make. I feel like Earshot really shines with their ballads. Martin's vocals lend themselves very well to those songs, and there are a few of them to be found here in the aforementioned Mistakes I Always Make, Any Other Way, and Worlds Away. Humanizing is a fantastic return for Earshot. Hopefully it won't be another 17 years before we get the next record. I also checked out the new EP from A Sense of Purpose titled The Wounds We Share. At 7 songs and 25 minutes, it's a quick listen. Opener The Wounds We Share goes hard. It gets you fired up for the rest of what is to come. There's plenty of textures and atmospherics happening throughout, giving a definition to Wall of Sound. I really enjoy the guitar work from Chris Petroff and Kyle Whitaker. There's a lot of little nuances that they add here and there that remind me of bands like Periphery. Some other standout tracks for me include Ruin, Reaching for You, and Close My Eyes. If you like gent and metalcore, you're bound to like this. The last thing I checked out was the new record from An Abstract Illusion titled The Sleeping City. The Sleeping City is the Swedish progressive metal band's third full release. After a 3-year wait, the band brings us one of the most epic releases of the year. The 11-minute opening track, Black Murmur, is an epic in and of itself, flowing between crushing heavy segments and soaring melodic segments with ease. There are pieces that feel absolutely cinematic and sweeping. See the opening minutes to Frostflower for a really good example of this. The keyboard work on the record kind of reminds me of the sort of thing you'd hear in like 80s sci-fi. Check out the song Silverfields for a really good example of where those 80s sci-fi keyboards take the fore. Lyrically, the album is dealing with a pretty heavy topic as the band gets into elements of the human psyche and suffering. The album clocks in at a little over 60 minutes and has 7 tracks. Grab your best pair of headphones and listen to this one a couple of times. You're gonna love this. It gets my pick of the week and goes on my contender list for Album of the Year.
Wow.
Great stuff. Michael, did you think of anything else before we move on?
No.
Okay, so I did, before we get into the art of discovery, want to bring up a couple of deaths that we saw in rock this week. We saw the passing of original member of Kiss. He was their original lead guitarist. Ace Frehley passed away this week. Apparently, he had fallen a couple of times in his music studio and unfortunately suffered a brain bleed and was on a ventilator for a little over a week, and he was not getting better and unfortunately passed away. We also lost Limp Bizkit bass guitarist Sam Rivers in a surprising announcement yesterday. The band announced this, but did not give any details as to the cause of Sam's death, but he was very young. I believe he was only 49. Too young. Rest in power to both Ace Frehley and Sam Rivers. My thoughts go out to all of their families and their friends and their fans. All right. Now we're going to get into the art of discovery, wherein we take a listen to a few bands that are either unsigned or just not getting enough love. We got a great selection of songs for you this time around. We're going to kick things off with an alternative rock band from Moss, Norway. This is the Sleeper Service with their song Answer and Apothum.
Selfishness in the human breast. We live among them, they live among us. Through bad
And once again, that was the Sleeper Service with their song Answer in Apothum. That comes from their record Canvas, and you can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, the Sleeper Service, the number 1.bandcamp.com. And their lead vocalist, Kenneth Overett Halter, provided some additional information on this track. Kenneth says, Answer in Apothum is one of my absolute favorite songs of ours as well, because of the prog elements, coupled with the fact that I'm quite proud of my lyrical work on it. As a band, we are more alternative than prog overall, I guess. We more often lean into catchy riffs and beautiful moods than we do odd times or strange chord progressions, though prog metal is definitely among our inspirations. Several of the members in the band have known each other or played together in various constellations from early adolescence, but the current band was born around 2018, and this lineup in 2023. We are 5 guys in our mid-40s, all in the town of Moss in Norway. There's Torkiel Reeser on drums, Fredrik Krot Svensson on bass, Mats Manyam on guitar, Arnie Theodor Gislason on guitar, and, of course, Kenneth Overett Halter on vocals. He further states our debut album Canvas, released on September 12th of this year, consists of 7 songs that we self-produced. Drums were tracked in a local studio, bass and guitars at guitarist Gislason's home studio, and vocals at my studio. Gislason mixed, and we sent it to a local mastering engineer. For Answer in Apothum, I wanted to collect some cliches, aphorisms, wise words, etc. that doesn't necessarily stand up in the light, perhaps especially in an increasingly complex world. The lyrics also imply a group separate from humans that might be a machine-enhanced human variant or a purely artificial life form turned sentient. This foreshadows our next album's lyrical direction. I think we are at the start of writing a follow-up, delving more into the ideas of a very bleak dystopian future. Michael, what'd you think of the song?
Awesome.
Enjoyed that?
Yes.
I think you should check out the whole record. Report back.
Alright.
Outstanding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our next song comes from a progressive metal band out of Norway. This is Sun Goose with their song Stone Cold Walls. And once again, that was Sun Goose with their song Stone Cold Walls. That comes from their EP titled Reach Out. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, sungoose.bandcamp.com. Michael, I think I've mentioned to you before that I love when metal bands include sax and horns in their music, man. I love this song. What'd you think?
That was really good. I really liked it.
Just that sax just takes it to the next level.
Yes, it does.
You should check out the entire EP, man.
Okay.
Really good. I know I say that frequently, and I mean it. I really would love for you to check out some more of the stuff and report back to us. I think you like it. All right, our final song comes from a progressive metal band out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This is The Reticent with their new song, The Concealment, Those Who Don't Want to Wake. And once again, that was The Reticent with their brand new song, The Concealment, Those Who Don't Want to Wake. That comes from their upcoming record titled Please, which releases on November 13th. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, thereticent.bandcamp.com. You can also purchase the new record from their website, thereticent.net/please-pre-order. Michael, I am super stoked for the release of the new record from The Reticent. Their previous two records are among my favorite progressive metal records ever. What did you think of that one?
It was really good.
Enjoyed it? I pre-ordered the record already, Michael. We may have to do us a show about it.
Yes, we may have to.
All right. We want to thank all of the bands that we featured on today's The Art of Discovery. If you would like to be featured on The Art of Discovery, please feel free to reach out to us via our email, lightmovepod@gmail.com, or reach out to us on one of our social media accounts. We'd be happy to check out your music, and if we dig what we're hearing, we'd love to play a song from you on the show. All right, now we're going to get into our main topic of the episode. We're breaking down Alice in Chains' 1992 release, Dirt. Dirt is the second studio album from Alice in Chains and was released on September 29th, 1992 by Columbia Records. It was the band's last album that was recorded with all four original members, as bassist Mike Starr was fired in January of 1993 during the tour to support the album. The majority of the songs were written by guitarist Jerry Cantrell, but for the first time, vocalist Lane Staley wrote two songs himself, and they also featured Staley on guitar. The album's lyrics explore depression, pain, anger, antisocial behavior, relationships, drug addiction, war, death, and other emotionally charged topics. Dirt received critical acclaim and charted in Australia, Canada, the Netherlands, Finland, Germany, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. In the United States, it peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart. The album spawned 5 singles: Wood, Them Bones, Angry Chair, Rooster, and Down in a Hole, all with accompanying music videos. Dirt was nominated for the Grammy Award for Best Hard Rock Performance. According to writer of Pitchfork, the album made Alice in Chains one of the most famous bands in the world. In 2022, the album returned to the top 10 of the Billboard 200 chart at number 9 following the release of its 30th anniversary reissue. Dirt is often considered a landmark album of the grunge era and has been included in numerous best album lists, including Loudwire naming it one of the best albums of the 1990s, and Rolling Stone ranked it number 26 on its list of the 100 greatest metal albums of all time. It was also at number 6 on its list of the 50 greatest grunge albums in 2019. The album has been certified 5 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, making it Alice in Chains' most commercially successful album to date. Also thought this little tidbit was interesting, Michael. Dirt was recorded during the Los Angeles riots that had erupted following the acquittal of 4 LAPD officers that were caught on camera beating unarmed black motorist Rodney King. The band apparently had to get out of town because of how ugly things were getting. They ended spending some time out in the Joshua Tree Desert for 4 or 5 days until things calmed down, and then they were able to go back to the studio and record the album. Also of note, Lane Staley, who had previously checked out of rehab, quickly went back to his drug abuse during the recording of this record. Staley, unfortunately, was not the only one that was going through heavy drug abuse, though. Drummer Sean Kinney and bassist Mike Starr were also struggling with alcohol addiction during this time. The album personnel, of course, Lane Staley on lead vocals. He was also rhythm guitarist on Hate to Feel and Angry Chair. Jerry Cantrell on guitars, backing vocals, and also co-lead vocals on Down in a Hole and Wood. Mike Starr on bass. Sean Kinney on drums. And a special appearance from Slayer's Tom Araya, who does vocals on Iron Gland. And with that little background out of the way, Michael, we're going to go ahead and dive into our track-by-track analysis, kicking things off with track number 1. This is Them Bones. Michael, what do you got on this one?
Like the energy and the vocals, and it has a really great solo midway through. Drum work is amazing. Also, since I do this a lot, this is, let's see, 3rd on the album on plays.
Understandable. This was one of the big singles from the record.
Which is at 246 million.
Wow.
And it places 5th on their most popular.
Just all time?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this song opens up straight away with this super heavy and sinister sounding guitar riff from Jerry Cantrell. The sounds of Lane Staley ominously shouting. Then we get into the song proper as we hear the now famous vocal harmonies of lead vocalist Lane Staley and guitarist Jerry Cantrell. Sean Kinney's drums are thunderous and add to the feeling of tension and unease in the song. I really enjoy Cantrell's guitar solo. It's absolutely outstanding. This is a banger of an album opener. It just goes hard as hell. Great song. Jerry Cantrell has stated that this song is about facing one's mortality. Don't fear it, understand it. Enjoy the time you have left. Michael, do you have anything else on Them Bones?
I do not.
Okay, so we'll move on to track number 2. This is Damn That River. Michael, what do you got on this?
I like the opening and the drum and guitar work. I like the vocals, and I like the solo midway through the song. Something I've realized, there's a lot of good guitar solos.
Yeah, Jerry Cantrell is an excellent guitarist. One of the best of that era for sure.
Oh, and this place... Let's see. This place 5th at 53 million.
Not a bad ranking, especially considering that this song was not a single. Interesting.
I'm just going to say the lowest it gets is at 8 million on plays.
Okay. Yeah, this is another outstanding hard rocker. There's a heavy amount of sarcasm that comes through in the lyrics. I've always enjoyed the vocal melodies on the song, especially in the chorus. Staley delivers the chorus lyrics with a bit of a sarcastic snarl. Cantrell's guitar work again is excellent. Bassist Mike Starr and drummer Sean Kinney do a brilliant job carrying the rhythmic backbone of this one. Cantrell was inspired to write this song after getting into a fight with Sean Kinney. In the fight, Kinney actually broke a coffee table over Cantrell's head.
Oh.
Right?
Oh. Okay.
Fun story. Michael, any other thoughts on Damn That River?
Nope.
Okay. So we will move on to track number 3. This is Rain When I Die. Michael, what do you have on this?
I like the opening, and that guitar riff is awesome. And the vocals and drum work are just great. I love this song. It's just awesome.
Staley's vocals on this song are so good, man. So good. Where's this one at on the old Spotify?
It is 5th at 47 million.
That's a shame. In my opinion, that should be much higher. Way higher. And I mean, I know that it wasn't a single, but this song is so good. So good. This is hands down my favorite song on the record. On a record full of memorable songs, this one has always stood out to me. Let's start out by talking about Layne Staley's vocal performance. In my opinion, this song features the best vocals that Staley ever did. The power and emotion he puts into his delivery of the chorus just wrenches at your heart. And Did She Call My Name? I Think It's Gonna Rain When I Die. I love the sort of haunting vocal melodies during the verses from Staley and Cantrell. Cantrell's guitar work is really good here as well. It sounds like he's using a talk box during the verses, but it's actually the way that he has his wah pedal effects set up that gives it that sound. The chorus riff is where it's at for me, though. It's this beautiful open melody that just goes perfectly with Staley's vocals. It's pure magic. Also worth noting is the opening and closing moments of the song. Staley does this sort of haunting vocalizing. At the end of the song, it fades out, and then fades back in a few seconds later before coming to an abrupt end. Cantrell has stated that he and Staley wrote this song about their respective girlfriends at the time. Michael, any other thoughts about the amazing Rain When I Die?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move along to track number 4. This is Down in a Hole. Michael, what do you have on this?
I love this song. It's probably my favorite.
Such a good song.
And I'm going to say this is 4th at 206 million.
Respectable.
I love the vocals. I love drum work. I love the guitar work. Just, there's not enough to say in the English vocabulary.
It's a really pretty song. Yeah, this song is a very close second for me as far as favorite songs from this record. It's another gorgeous guitar riff from Cantrell. Mike Starr's bass work on the song is also very strong. The bass line through the verses is stellar. Sean Kinney's drums are more subdued here, more of a jazzy feeling. You can feel the emotion and pain coming through with every lyric sung by Staley and Cantrell. The vocal melody during the verses is haunting, moody, and brooding. As we get into the chorus, Staley really comes to the fore, his vocals drenched in emotion. And my God, there's the beautiful vocal harmonizing of Staley and Cantrell during the delivery of I'd Like to Fly, but my wings have been so denied. Cantrell has stated that he wrote this song to his longtime love. It's an admission that living the life of a musician isn't very conducive to long-term relationships. Michael, any other thoughts on Down in a Hole?
Nope.
Okay. So we will move on to track number 5. This is Sick Man. Michael, what do you have on this?
To start out, this is at 18 million plays. And let's see, 9th.
Yeah, I think I agree with its placement. We'll get into that here in a minute. What you got?
I like the opening. I like the vocals. I like the drum work, and I like the guitar work.
Yeah, this song might be the most unsettling song on the record. It definitely carries a very trippy vibe. Interestingly, every time I hear the main guitar riff, I can't help but think of the 1966 Batman TV series theme. They share a very similar rhythm. The way we transition from the verse to the chorus is really trippy. I mean, like, trippy in the same way as the boat scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I think this is meant to evoke the feeling of the titular sick man taking another hit. I give a lot of kudos to Sean Kinney for keeping up with the bizarre timing changes and field changes on this song. Staley's vocal delivery treads between angry and depressed. It's, in my opinion, the most unique sounding song on the record. Cantrell has confirmed that this song is about drug abuse. And yeah, the ranking of the song, it makes sense. It's just a really super unsettling song. Not bad, but not one of my favorites either.
I do agree it is kind of unsettling.
Michael, do you have any other thoughts on Sick Man?
Nope.
Okay. So we will move along to track number 6. This is Rooster. Michael, what do you have on this?
This is second on the record, which makes this fourth on the most played of all Alice in Chains at 321 million.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of listens on that. It's a
Yes.
really great song, too. Really great. What do you got on this?
I like the opening. I just really like this song. I like the guitar work. I like the drum work. I like the vocals. There's just not enough to say.
I assume that you probably enjoy the theme of this song as well. I think I gave you a little bit of background on it the first time you listened to it.
I don't think you have.
Okay, well, then I guess you're about to learn something then. Yeah, this is another legendary song. I love the hauntingly beautiful vocalizing that opens the song. There's something so endearing about the main guitar riff from Cantrell. I love the tone of that riff. It feels very vintage. Mike Starr's bass line is so damn good. The mood of the song is very somber. Staley delivers the vocals through the verses with a sort of haunted, emotional feeling. Then in the chorus, he delivers the lyrics with a sort of confidence and defiance. Drummer Sean Kinney does some fun stuff on this song, including at one point getting into a military march. Fun story. My dad and I used to speculate and try to figure out what this song was about. One of the guesses was that it was a metaphor for nuclear war. Nuclear war literally ending the world. No tomorrow for anyone. The titular rooster was a metaphor for tomorrow. What the song is really about is much better. This song is about Jerry Cantrell's father, who was given the nickname Rooster as a child. Cantrell's father served in the Vietnam War and came back scarred from his experiences. The song was written from Cantrell's father's point of view. Really good song. Michael, does that change how you feel about it at all? No? Does it enhance the experience for you?
I think it's unique.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really good tribute. Michael, do you have any other thoughts on Rooster?
Nope.
Okay. So we will move along to track number 7. This is Junkhead. Michael, what do you have on this?
This is just literally what the song is about.
Didn't like it very much, huh?
No, I like it. No, I'm just basically saying that's what the song is about.
For sure.
I really like the uniqueness of this song. It stands out.
Yeah, it does. It's different.
But not to Spotify. I'm pretty sure 33 million.
I mean, it's respectable. I get it, though. I've always loved the way that this song opens with Staley screaming, yeah. Just something about it feels powerful and epic. This song has a bluesy sort of feel to it. It also feels very dark and dirty, not only from a musical standpoint, but from Staley's vocal delivery. That sludgy main guitar riff during the verses is so good. I also very much enjoy the chorus riff in Cantrell's guitar solo. It's painfully obvious what the song is about, though. Lane Staley was sinking further into the grip of heroin addiction. The lyrics seem autobiographical, though I have seen where Jerry Cantrell has stated that this song is part of a story being told on the record. I think it's probably a little bit of both. I understand why it may not be one of the more popular songs on the record. I enjoy it from a certain point of view, but I understand why others would not. Michael, do you have any other thoughts on Junkhead?
Technically, I wasn't done. You just kind of cut me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
All good. I like the drum work and guitar work, and the lyrical content really shows what this song is about.
Yeah. Very disturbing. Sad.
Yes.
You know, I think this is probably as good a time as any to bring this up. Lane Staley later regretted writing some of the lyrics on this album. He felt like he was writing a cautionary tale, trying to tell people that what he was going through, trying to use the drugs as a way to self-medicate, was wrong and bad. But he said that people started coming up to him at shows and kind of giving him the thumbs up that they were high also, and he's like, that's not what I wanted. That wasn't the message I was trying to convey. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on Junkhead, Michael?
Nope.
Okay. So we will move along to track number 8. This is Dirt. Michael, what do you have on this?
I like the guitar riff, the drum work and vocals, and this places on plays 26 million, and it is 8th.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start out by saying that I love that main guitar riff from Cantrell. Mike Starr's bass line underneath works so well with it. There's a trippy vibe to this song. Lane Staley's vocals are solid. The melodies he chooses have a hypnotic quality to them that seem to ride right along with that trippy guitar work. While this song isn't my favorite one on the record, it does have some interesting elements going for it. Staley has stated that he wrote the song, quote, to a certain person who basically buried my
Hey, time for the fun bleep effect.
I know, right? Michael, do you have anything else on Dirt?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't
So
want
we'll
any
move
dirt.
along to track number 9. This is Godsmack, and one of my favorite titles on the record. Michael, what do you have on this?
Well, are we getting smacked by a god?
We might be.
So, this places with 15,853 place at 10th. I really like the guitar riff, really like the drum work, and I really like the vocals. I really like this song.
It's different, isn't it?
Yes. Well, you're getting smacked by a god.
Lane Staley's vocals during the verses always makes me think of classic spooky story voiceovers. He's got that warbling effect on his vocals. It's really bizarre and off-putting. Cantrell's guitar work during the chorus is really trippy. It's like Staley and Cantrell switch approaches with each other between the verses and choruses. Again, this song features fantastic drum work from Sean Kinney. Lyrically, this is another song that focuses on heroin addiction, unfortunately. Despite the fun title, it's still kind of dark. Michael, do you have anything else on Godsmack?
Nope.
Guess we all take our Godsmacks. Okay, moving on to track number 10. This is Intro Dream Sequence. Michael, I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about this.
Isn't this supposed to be swapped to the beginning, not the middle of the album?
That's a really good question.
Middle intro? I don't know.
Though I do wonder how many people actually would have stuck it out listening to the rest of the record after listening to this.
I'm gonna start and say, for some reason on Spotify it's titled, the title is untitled.
Yeah, on some releases it is untitled. It's got a few different names.
This has 8,053,000, which makes it 13th on the album.
Yep, last place. Makes sense.
I like the guitar work. That's it.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at you if you said you just didn't like it at all, man. This song is just a bit of a segue, I guess. Maybe even a bit of a throwaway for me. It features Slayer's Tom Araya on vocals. Cantrell stated that the song was developed out of a riff that he would play that annoyed the other band members. The reference to Black Sabbath's Iron Man was added later. After recording this, he promised to never play the riff again. Just a throwaway.
Well, welcome to the inside of this record.
All right, moving on from that. We're moving on to track number 11. This is Hate to Feel. Michael, what do you have on this?
I like the guitar and drum work, and I like the vocals. Just awesome.
Where's it at on Spotify, out of curiosity?
Hate to Feel is at 12th, I think.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, I'm correct.
Okay. Yeah, this is the first of two songs that Lane Staley composed, both musically and lyrically. The chorus is so dark and heavy. I really love during the verses when Cantrell and Staley start to take it up a notch as we build up to the chorus. There's something very sinister about Hate to Feel. I love Cantrell's bluesy guitar solo. There's some great funky bass work from Mike Starr during that solo. Lyrically, I think this is about using heroin to self-medicate, numbing the pain and feelings so that you don't have to face them. Michael, do you have any other thoughts on Hate to Feel?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move along to track number 12. This is Angry Chair. Michael, what do you have on this?
How's the chair angry? That makes no sense.
It's got feelings, man.
I'd punch out the chair. I like the vocals, the drum work, and the guitar riffs. Awesome. It's good. Certified by Michael Ficklin.
What does Spotify say about it?
I don't think they agree with me. No, 31 million. It's a bit higher than I thought it was.
Where's that place it at?
Gotta make me do math. One. Tisk. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eighth.
Placed 8th. Not bad. This is the second of two songs that Lane Staley composed both lyrically and musically. Right off the bat, we get the killer drum opening from Sean Kinney before the guitars come in. There is such an ominous tone and feel to this song. The Staley-Cantrell vocal harmonies on the song are so dark and brooding. The main guitar riff is simple, but the band manages to turn it into an absolute masterpiece. There's a fun little guitar solo from Cantrell also. This song just goes so hard. It's heavy as hell, and another of my favorites on the record. Lyrically, this is a dive into the mind of Lane Staley. It seems to touch on several topics, such as depression, addiction, and regret. Michael, do you have anything else about sitting on your angry chair?
I'm gonna sit on the angry chair. That's not nice.
Okay, so we will move on to the final track on the record. This is track number 13. This is Wood. Michael, what do you have on this?
So, this is second on Alice in Chains' most popular songs on Spotify at 486 million.
I totally understand.
Now, this is just to say how far it is behind number one. Number one is Man in the Box at 570 million.
Not that far behind. The way you set it up, I thought it was going to be way further behind than that, but it's not that far. I assume it's the number one song on the album, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured.
Because nothing else beats it.
Yeah. Perfectly understandable. What do you have on this?
Whenever I think about this song, it just makes me think of the one video of them doing the live show.
Yeah.
And the bass guitarist having friends don't.
Oh, the little message from Metallica.
Yeah.
Friends don't let friends get friends' haircut. Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of the song. Is that. But I really like the vocals and the guitar work. It really makes sense why this is the most popular and almost the most popular song of all Alice in Chains.
Yeah, this song is one of the best album closers of all time, in my opinion. That opening bass line from Mike Starr is so damn good. There's an eerie moodiness to the verse sections of the song. The vocal harmonies of Staley and Cantrell are superb through the verses. In fact, Cantrell takes more of a lead vocals duty for the verses, with Staley joining him to provide emphasis at the end of the lines. Then we get into the chorus, and into one of the most memorable vocal melodies in all of 90s rock. Staley takes the lead and delivers the lyrics with passion and emotion. Into the flood again. Same old trip it was back then. So I made a big mistake. Try to see it once my way. Cantrell's guitar work is so damn good throughout the song, but it really shines during the chorus and the brief bridge section. Sean Kinney's drum work is also fantastic. More quiet and subdued for the verses, and then full-on thunderous for the chorus. This is just such an iconic song. It's nothing short of pure magic. Cantrell has stated that he wrote this song while thinking about the late Andrew Wood, the former singer of Mother Love Bone. It was directed at those that pass judgment on the decisions that others make, and Cantrell's irritation with those that do. I love this song. Michael, do you have anything else on Wood?
I do not.
Okay. So now we will get into our final thoughts and our overall album ratings. Michael, go ahead and kick us off. Give us your final thoughts and give us your album rating out of 5.
We almost escaped the inside joke, but we couldn't. But I really like the guitar work on this album, the drum work, the vocals, just amazing and well done. I think this deserves a 5 out of 5.
Michael gives it a 5 out of 5. For me, this album ranks high in my list of favorite 90s grunge era albums of all time. Like top 2. It's a darkly beautiful masterpiece. Staley bared his soul on so much of this album. The band had confidently found their sound with this record. Despite the dark subject matter to so many of the songs, there's also something truly gorgeous about them. Take a song like Down in a Hole. The lyrics are soul-rending, but there's the really gorgeous delivery of the line, "I'd like to fly, but my wings have been so denied," that just pluck at your heartstrings. The dual vocal harmonies between lead vocalist Lane Staley and guitarist Jerry Cantrell are iconic. Jerry Cantrell's guitar work is so damn good throughout, with the exception of intro dream sequence, which, Mike Starr's bass work is maybe one of the most unheralded parts of this album. He carries the rhythms of these songs so well and with understated brilliance. Sean Kinney's drum work is insanely good. No matter what the song calls for, his feel is simply outstanding. Dirt is an amazing listen. If you've never heard it, or if it's just been a while since you've heard it, I encourage you to take a listen. Perfection. This gets a 5 out of 5 from me as well. And that takes us to our question for the audience. What is your favorite track on Dirt, and why? All right, so now we'll move on to our next segment. This is Can't Wait. New music coming soon. Michael, what's on your list?
I have nothing on my list. But, what are the things on your list look interesting?
What's that?
The first thing on your list.
Okay, well, let's get into it then. So, on my list, upcoming here, on October 24th, Galactic Empire releases their new record, Cinemetal, and I assume that's the one that's appealing to you, Michael. Have you heard those guys before?
No, but I just did a quick search on Spotify.
Dude, so most of what they do is heavy metal covers of Star Wars songs, and it's fantastic. And they actually dress up like Star Wars characters for their live shows. We need to go see these guys sometime. I think we would enjoy it. Also on October 24th, Leprous releases An Evening of Atonement, which is their new live record. Psychonaut releases their new record, World Maker. Soulfly with their new record, Chama. And the Acacia Strain releases their new record, You Are Safe from God Here.
So, I just want to say something. There is 5 records releasing on the 24th.
And that's just the 5 records that are on my list. I promise you there's way more than that, so...
Holy, is the 24th like the release day, bro?
Well, I mean, keep in mind that when I put this list together, these are albums that I'm actually looking forward to. But every week, there's a whole slew of stuff that comes out. It just may not be necessarily on my radar.
Wait, I think I see another one.
Okay. Well,
6.
we'll get into it here in just a second.
No, I
What's
was
that?
talking about is under recently announced. It's the first one, another 24th.
Yep.
To make
We'll get
sure.
to it here in just a second. So a couple of other records that are on my radar over the next couple of weeks. On October 31st, Avatar releases their new record, Don't Go in the Forest. And
What if I want
Frontier...
to?
What's that?
I said, what if I want to? Go in the forest.
You gonna go look for the cabin in the woods?
Yeah.
It's always a bad plan, man. Also on October 31st, Frontierer releases a redux of their album Orange Mathematics. And then recently announced, as Michael was alluding to, this is also coming out on October 24th, Archaeologist releases their new single, Apocalypse Inside an Empty Room / Gone Tomorrow.
Holy moly.
Coming on November 7th, North Lane releases a kind of deluxe version of their album Node, titled Node Reloaded. And then on February 27th of 2026, Rob Zombie drops his new record, The Great Satan. Okay. I love Rob. Sometimes he does stuff just for the shock value. This is one of those things.
Okay. It's there.
Okay. Michael, did you think of anything for yourself before we move on?
I literally haven't seen anything.
Okay. All right, so we didn't receive any listener feedback, so we'll get into our final segment. This is Michael's journey, discovering a song from the past. And this time around, we're going to get Michael's thoughts on Elvis Presley's All Shook Up. Kind of weird that it's taken us to episode 33 to cover Elvis. That's my fault, but here we are. All Shook
I thought
Up
it was
is
episode 26.
Man, you're behind the times, dude.
That's what I had my document titled as.
Dude. So, All Shook Up was published by Elvis Presley Music and composed by Otis Blackwell. The single topped the U.S. Billboard Top 100 on April 13th, 1957, staying there for 9 weeks. It also topped the Billboard R&B chart for 4 weeks, becoming Presley's second single to do so, and peaked at number 1 on the country chart as well. It is certified 2 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. It was ranked number 352 on the 2004 edition of Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
Wow.
Yeah. Otis Blackwell wrote the song at the offices of Shalimar Music in 1956 after Al Stanton, one of Shalimar's owners, shaking a bottle of Pepsi at the time, suggested he write a song based on the phrase all shook up. According to Peter Gerlach, the song has a different origin. In his book Last Train to Memphis, he wrote that Elvis Presley thought all shook up was a good phrase for a refrain. For this, he received a co-writing credit. Presley himself, during an interview on October 28, 1957, said, "I've never even had an idea for a song. Just once, maybe. I went to bed one night, had quite a dream, and woke up all shook up. I phoned a pal and told him about it. By morning, he had a new song, All Shook Up." So we got multiple origin stories for this one.
Every origin story. Son.
All right, Michael, with that little bit of background out of the way, let's get your thoughts on All Shook Up.
Amazing. Makes sense why it has all of its high achievements and everything.
There's a reason why Elvis is called the king of rock and roll.
This has 156 plays. Million
Wait, what?
plays, not...
Okay.
I skipped the million part. I had you concerned.
I was baffled by that one.
It's a classic. Just awesome.
What'd you think of Elvis Presley's vocals?
Elvis vocals is awesome. Still stands today as one of the greats.
100%. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Elvis songs. There's a really good rhythm and blues boogie to this song. The piano riff on this is so much fun. It makes you want to get up and dance. Elvis's vocal melodies are extremely hooky on this. The chorus is especially memorable. From what I can gather, it appears that Elvis taps the back of his guitar to make the percussive beats on this song. There's some great double bass work on the song as well. Elvis's charm and charisma shines through on this. There's a bit of shy vulnerability to him as well. I can see why the girls would have gone crazy for him. Great song. Michael, let's get your rating out of 5 on this.
It is a 5.
5 out of 5 from Michael. Perfection for Michael on today's episode. All right, Michael, up next on your journey, we're going to cover Mr. Mister's Broken Wings. And for our main topic on the next episode, we will be discussing A Perfect Circle's 2000 debut release, Mare de Nam. And with that said, we want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request: keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms, such as Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. We are part of the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. Check out all of the podcasts on the network by visiting spdmcrew.com.
If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We are also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us be found in the algorithm. Make them good and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out and possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message. We'd love to check you out and give you a shout. We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Leitmotif and Movement podcast.
Take care and enjoy music.